Emma had insisted to her parents that she was old enough. 17, practically an adult. "It's just a dinner," she'd said, smirking as her dad jingled the car keys. "We don't need a babysitter. I can handle Leo." Her parents had exchanged that quick parental glance, a mixture of pride and mild unease, but eventually they'd agreed. "Lock the doors," her mom reminded. "And no late-night horror movies," her dad added. The door clicked shut behind them, and the house was theirs. Leo, her 10-year-old brother, spent the first hour bouncing between cartoons and a new board game. Emma scrolled idly on her phone at the kitchen table, half watching him, half listening to the ticking clock. Everything felt routine, ordinary, until it didn't. It started with something small, a faint click from upstairs, like a door easing shut. Emma froze, holding her breath. The only doors upstairs should have been closed already, she'd made sure when she checked earlier. She told herself it was just the old house settling. It always creaked in the wind. But then Leo looked up too. "Did you hear that?" he asked. Emma forced a laugh. "Yeah, just the house. It's windy." Except it wasn't. She got up, walked to the bottom of the stairs and listened. Silence. The silence seemed thick, heavy. Her heart picked up its pace. She herded Leo upstairs half an hour later, reassuring herself with normal rituals. Brushing his teeth, pajamas, lights out. She lingered in his doorway a little longer than usual, scanning his room. Everything in its place. "Leave the door open a crack?" Leo whispered. "Sure," she said. Her voice came out a touch too bright. She retreated to her room next door, shutting the door halfway, but not fully. She liked being able to hear him breathe when the house went quiet. For a while it was fine. She lay in bed scrolling again. Outside, a faint breeze rustled the trees. Then she heard it, the sound of floorboards complaining beneath weight. A soft, measured step. Her breath caught. She flicked her eyes to the gap under her door. Darkness. No movement. She held still, straining her ears. The sound stopped. Emma sat up slowly, her phone casting a cold blue light across her sheets. She texted her parents, almost without thinking, "Everything fine here." A lie, but a comforting one. She tried to settle down. Minutes passed. Then, another noise. This one closer, a whisper of fabric against something solid. And breathing. Faint, just beneath her. A prickling chill ran up her spine. Her pulse thumped in her ears. She didn't dare move at first, just listened. In, out, shallow and careful, like someone trying not to be heard. "Number, no." She shifted slightly, and the breathing paused. Emma's hand shook as she reached for her phone. She typed a message. "I think someone's in the house," but she didn't send it. If she was wrong, she'd scare her parents for nothing. She turned on her phone's flashlight and aimed it at the floor. Then, on trembling legs, she leaned over the edge of the bed and tilted the beam down. Nothing but shadow. She was about to exhale when the tiniest glint caught the light. A piece of metal, a belt buckle, and beside it, a man's hand. Her phone almost slipped from her fingers. Her scream caught in her throat. Did he see? Oh my God. Her mind raced. Leo. She had to get to Leo. She forced herself to breathe quietly. If she could just slip out of bed and run, maybe she could lock them both in his room or make it to the front door. But before she moved, the hand shifted, a slow, patient repositioning. He'd been under there a while, waiting. Emma stood, inching her weight carefully toward the door. Each movement felt like an eternity. Then her floorboard betrayed her with a loud creak. The breathing beneath the bed stopped. And then, quick as a strike, the hand shot out, grabbing her ankle. She yanked back with a strangled cry, stumbling against the dresser. Her phone clattered across the floor, flashlight spinning wild shadows up the walls. From under the bed, a man began to crawl out. He wore dark clothes, a hood drawn low, a black mask pulled tight over his face. Not a random drifter, not some supernatural thing. This was real. Emma bolted for the hallway. Her scream tore through the house this time. Leo's door flew open, bleary-eyed and terrified. "Emma?" "Go!" "Run!" she hissed, shoving him back into his room. She slammed the door behind them and turned the lock. Thuds pounded the floor outside. The man was coming fast. They scrambled back, Emma pressing Leo against the wall. Her mind raced. Window? Phone? Something. Her phone. She didn't have it. "Closet," she whispered. Emma lifted the window open, then slipped inside the closet just as the man began slamming his shoulder against the locked door. Bang, bang. "Emma," Leo whispered, his voice shaking. "It's okay, we're okay." The lock splintered with a sharp crack. She scanned the closet. Boxes, shoes, old sports trophies. Then, thank God, Leo's forgotten walkie-talkie set. The kind that still worked if they were on the same channel as the one in the kitchen. She flipped it on. "Help," she whispered into the crackling static. "Dad, help." The man entered the room. His footsteps were measured again now, calm, predatory. He wasn't looking to rob. He wasn't in a panic. He'd come for them. Outside, through the thin closet door, she heard him open drawers, moving deliberately. Leo started to cry softly. She pressed a hand over his mouth, her other hand clenched around a metal bat that leaned against the closet wall. She hadn't even realized it was there, one of Leo's old t-ball bats. A sudden crash downstairs, front door, a strained voice shouting, "Mom!" She'd left the walkie on transmit. Their dad kept the other one in his car for fun with Leo. They must have heard. The man froze. Footsteps thundered in the hallway. "Emma!" The closet door was yanked open just as the man turned. Emma swung the bat with everything she had. It connected with his arm, and he grunted in pain, staggering. Her dad appeared behind him, tackling the stranger to the ground in a blur of movement. It felt like it took forever, but it was minutes. The man was dragged away in handcuffs soon after. Black gloves, zip ties, a bag in his car with rope and tape. He'd planned to take them, to blackmail their parents. Later, Emma sat wrapped in a blanket, Leo against her shoulder. Her dad's hand rested on hers, steady. She glanced toward the stairs, shuddering as she thought of the quiet breathing under her bed. It would be a long time before she'd sleep in that room again. But she was alive, so was Leo, and the man was gone. Outside, the night was calm once more. The house still creaked, but now every sound had a meaning she'd never ignore again.